Wait, I got sent something. Okay, I don't know if this worked because my internet is very limited, but I'm hoping my friend gets this email. I made a channel for you and uploaded some footage that I recorded on my computer. Please watch it and save me, save me, save me, save me, save me. This is when I found the YouTube channel Patch Day 42. It seems whoever runs this is still uploading footage as of recent. In the email, the person mentioned their internet was limited, so it must be why the videos are uploading later than usual. Whoever sent this email didn't mean to send it to me, but desperately needed help, so I decided to watch the first video, house.np4. If you enjoy my ARG content and want to see more, here's a reminder to subscribe, as I put a good amount of time into these videos and I try to upload weekly. Anyway, back to episode 1. The player is typing in the chat, and we can see that we are watching Patch Day 42. He explains that he found this world on an old USB at a garage sale, but has no idea who made it. It just appeared. The chat message stops, and he starts to explore the world. In the distance we see a oak house. It's quite large. Patch still enters, and we're met with a bunch of crafting tables, some chests, and a furnace. Well, that's not out of the ordinary, but even this guy agrees with my comment earlier. He looked through the chests and managed to find some loot for himself, which he took, obviously. Patch does not have the best morals, but we continue here and he makes some tools. But after doing so, he looks around and spots the chests underneath the staircase. He goes to check it out, obviously having to destroy the wood on top of it, and he opens it. It's a random sorts of items. This looks very unusual. I believed it was some sort of link to the alphabet, so I decoded all the numbers to letters and got this. Nothing. Or so I thought, until my brain decided to flip a switch and realized the numbers actually have to do with the length of what the items are called. For instance, yellow dye. If we get the 6th letter of that word, we get W. And if we continue doing that with every single item, we get this. Who are you? For once I'm actually proud of myself, but okay, let's just move on. He places the blocks back and checks around. One last check before he heads up to the stairs. It's empty, but with a bunch of torches around it.
I guess that's it for the house though.
The video ends with Patch saying he will keep looking around and let us know if he finds anything, which we will see in the next update. Oh, there's also a description which has a cipher code that seemed pretty important. This translates to, "Today I started my house. It looks kinda bad right now, but I'm gonna make it cool. I put a secret chest in the basement. Don't forget where it is." Mine.mp4.
Welcome back everyone.
Well, it seems like Patch did actually find some more interesting things about this world, as we are seeing another video. He lets us know that he found a mine around the side of the house, and that it leads to a cave with more strange things. So, let's explore. Patch heads downstairs and goes outside, and self-explanatory, he heads to the mine he talked about. Upon looking at it, it seems very unnecessarily long, but okay, he keeps going, and eventually makes it to the bottom. Seems like a normal cave though, with a good amount of ores. But then he discovers this. A farm. Last time I checked, farms do not generate underground, but like Patch said, who are we to judge where a farm should go? But as Patch is typing, he turns around and notices something else. It's a roof of a house. Huh. He looked around and got closer and closer before noticing that the torches go all the way up in the cave, which means someone actually came down here and built this. From their world, from the top to the bottom, they came down here and built whatever this thing is. Patch decides to go through, and well... a long hallway of torches and what looks like a house roof. Patch is just as confused as we are. What is this place? Yeah, Patch does write a good point here. This looks pretty much exactly like the house we saw earlier. But eventually, after running and running and running, Patch makes it to the end. Wait, what was that? Why do we hear water? Ignore the sign for a second. Are we completely submerged underwater? What was that sound? It sounded like drowning, and that means someone has to be drowning near it for that sound to happen. Okay, weird. Let's just figure out what the sign says. By looking at this code, it's easy to tell it's base 64. So, we decode it in the base 64 language and we get this. You're late. Judging by the drowning sound we heard earlier and the fact that the message says you're late, we can only assume that someone is drowning and didn't get saved in time. Or maybe they're alive. But who? Maybe we'll figure it out soon. The second sign he finds decodes to, why can't I remember what the house looks like? We're only on episode 2 and I feel like everything is making sense already. Whoever wrote these signs can't remember the house because it clearly got submerged deep underwater, with someone, maybe the person writing, severely drowning, and possibly placed these in hopes of being saved. But as Patch gets to the end, he finds something again. It's new.
Whoa.
Patch goes down. Closer and closer. He looks behind him. There's nothing there. And he realizes this is the first floor of the other house. Well, now it's 100% that this is the house we have seen before. But of course, the secret doesn't end there. Patch notices a hole near the furnaces. It seems like it goes somewhere. So, of course, he went down. A chest. He slowly goes up to it and discovers a book. He goes to open it and we see a date and a bunch of ciphertext. 06-15-12. I found the coolest cave ever. It goes forever and ever. I'm gonna put torches in it tomorrow so the monsters don't get in. I don't want to go alone though. Since it's dated, there's most likely going to be more of these books, and maybe it will form a full story. But that's not all. Patch said he has an idea, and he decides to run back to the original house. Patch wanted to test if the same thing would be in the normal house, and matter of fact, it was. But was it the same thing we saw earlier? Yes. Yes it was. The chest, the book, and another date.
06-17-12. Dad said we can go to the lake again soon. I want to finish my castle first so I can show him. It's not fancy yet, but it will be. I'm trying to make windows, but I just keep messing up.
This story was very important because it gave us pretty much the final clue to solve this whole story. But again, there's still one more video. However, the video ends with Patch just wondering what these clues really mean. What's going on? As usual, we're met with Patch in the house, explaining that last video he saw some weird stuff. He also stated that he found something else other than the mine. It's a castle of some sort. we see it. A huge cobblestone castle in the distance. We're then met with another drowning sound, but this time he looks around what looks like a lake. Now, let's step back for a minute. Do you remember the story we saw earlier? It mentions the player who wrote these books and who owned this world previously had a dad that took him to a lake. You see what I'm adding up now? He looks at this lake, the drowning sound came from the lake. We can only assume that whoever this player is, which we're trying to figure out, drowned in a lake. But we still have to find who it was. Pash continues exploring and finds another sign with what looks like some decimal code. Well, turns out this sign is actually ASCII code, which when decoded, we get the word almost. Why almost though? Again, this relates to the other story. He couldn't finish the castle build, that's why it says almost, because he almost finished it before the lake right next to that castle he drowned in. There's only a matter of time before Patch realizes and figures out what's going on. Upon looking at the furnaces, he looks through all of them until he discovers this. It has a piece of soul sand in it, like it's dried up soul. This is a player's soul. He decided to go explore more of the castle, just in case there's still something he missed. A chest. Another book.
It rained all day today. I didn't get to play much because Mum kept saying the computer was acting up. I hope I can build more tomorrow. The castle is going to be epic.
That story was written the day before the kid drowned in the lake. Patch notices that one of the pillars is blocked off, so luckily he decided to use his pickaxe. But there was nothing up here. It was just a tall pillar and a nice view. Until he said something about the basement. It seems like the castle goes under.
I guess I'm going right. I tried to fix the castle, but it keeps looking different. I don't remember placing some of these blocks. Everything feels mixed up. Some nights I dreamed a world without me in it, and it keeps building on its own.
Maybe I'm just tired. to back up our theory earlier, look what we're seeing in front of us, a lake. Who would have thought? But before he enters, we have to decode the final sign. Save me. Save me. Save me.
Save me. Save me.
But who was the kid who drowned? However, before I get into that, there's something interesting I want to point out. Let's look at the diary journal books. Firstly, the date states it was written in June 2012, and looking at the Minecraft world, which looks to be in 1.7, I don't even think that version was supposed to be out yet. Though, let's look past that and go to this clip here. There also appears to be wandering villages which were added in 1.14, so there's a little bit of weird mixed versions, but that isn't the only thing that's strange. Back to the books, if we skip past the 15th of June and go straight to the 17th, where it says that the kid's dad will bring him to the lake soon, then on the 18th it says it rained all day, presumably meaning he didn't go to the lake around that time and wanted to finish the castle but couldn't. This leaves us with the last book, the 28th, which if you don't read carefully, you won't understand it. He says he was trying to fix the castle, but he doesn't remember placing blocks. Oh, and maybe the fact that he had nights where he was dreaming that he doesn't even exist anymore? But how did he write this book if he was dead? Maybe he's a ghost still haunting the world, as you can hear so many drowning sounds throughout this ARG. That makes a lot of sense. But now it's time to actually figure out who was the kid who drowned.
Who was the kid who drowned? Save me! Help! I want to escape! My body is stuck in this lake forever. Save me!
Well, throughout this ARG so far, most of the videos only came to the answer that this world was created by a kid who liked building things he saw IRL and writing diary journals. Until the day came where his dad took him to the lake and unfortunately, he drowned. But we actually missed something in the last video, castle.mp4. If we go back around the part where what looked like a recreation of the lake the kid drowned at, for a split tiny second we were able to see Patch type something in the chat. Ryan. I don't even know how I missed this, but it was just so fast I must have not realized. That's the name of the kid who drowned. Brian. This ARG/episodes was not long enough but really cool, and I hope there's more to come. If so, I'll definitely do a part 2 as I feel this could continue and turn into something even better. Thanks for watching.